All right, so we're diving deep into chakras today.
Oh, yeah,
A
chakra.
lot of people find them fascinating, right?
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, they're kind of shrouded in mystery and maybe some misconceptions.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're going to try to get to the bottom of it all,
Love it.
looking at it through a scientific lens.
Okay.
And we have a great guide for that.
Awesome.
Dr. Praveen Ramachandra wrote Debunking Chakras, a rational critique of pseudoscientific energy claims.
Ooh, very
Now,
interesting.
yeah, we'll use that as our kind of our base today.
Makes sense.
Should be fun to sort of like
Yeah,
separate fact from fiction.
totally. Well, I mean, chakras, they're everywhere, right?
They are
Books, workshops, wellness retreats.
everywhere.
It seems like everybody's talking about them.
Yeah.
But what's the reality here? Like,
Yeah.
what does science actually say about these supposed energy centers?
Well, that's what's so interesting, right? You have these ancient traditions that talk about chakras,
Hmm.
and they're all about influencing your well-being.
Both physical and emotional.
Right. Right.
And I think that's what draws people to it.
Yeah.
But is there any actual proof?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
And that's where Dr. Ramachandra comes in, right? He's a medical doctor.
Yeah.
Neurology, psychiatry, psychoanalysis. Like,
Yeah.
the guy knows his stuff.
That's impressive.
So he's really well placed to kind of unpack these chakra claims.
Yeah.
And, like you said, he's not just dismissing them out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
He's really looking at it critically, from different angles.
Yeah. And one of the first things he points out, and it seems pretty fundamental,
Mhm.
is that there's no empirical evidence.
Yeah,
Like, we've come so far in medicine.
I know, right?
We can do amazing things.
We can map the human genome.
It's
We can do
incredible.
brain surgery with, like, robots.
It's mind-blowing.
And yet we can't find these chakras. No physical structures, nothing.
What about-
Like, where are they?
Right. Like, what about...
What about all those pictures you see with, like, the glowing auras?
Oh, you mean Caroline photography?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. A lot of people bring that up as, like, proof of chakras.
Right.
But here's the thing. It's not actually capturing some mystical energy field.
Oh, really?
It's just an electrical phenomenon.
Ah.
Corona discharge, they call it.
Okay.
Basically, when you apply high voltage to something,
Hmm.
you get this kind of, like, halo effect.
Interesting.
It looks all cool and mystical, but it's just electricity.
So it's not actually showing chakras.
Nope.
Wow. I guess that makes sense, though, right?
Right.
It's like we kind of see what we want to see.
Yeah, totally.
Like, if you believe in chakras,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to see those photos and think,
Proof.
yeah, proof.
It's confirmation bias.
Right.
We look for things that confirm what we already believe.
Yeah. And even that happens even if,
It's not true.
yeah,
It's just how our brains work sometimes.
it's wild. And speaking of our brains,
Yeah.
the placebo effect, right?
Yeah.
That has to be playing a role here.
Big time.
If you believe that chakra healing is going to help you,
Mm-hmm.
you might actually feel better.
Right. Even if it's just the belief itself.
Like your mind is
It's
powerful.
super powerful.
So just because you feel better
Mm.
after a chakra meditation.
Doesn't mean it's actually the chakras.
Right.
It could be a lot of things.
Yeah.
Power of suggestion,
That makes a lot of sense.
And people often point to, like, ancient texts or these spiritual gurus.
Yeah.
And they'll say, see, they talked about chakras, so it must be real.
Right. Right.
But that's not really proof.
No, it's just tradition.
Exactly. Tradition and authority doesn't automatically make it scientifically valid.
Right. It's like Dr. Ramachandra is saying, let's think critically here.
Totally.
Like, let's use what we know about the human body,
Yes.
first principles.
Absolutely.
We know how our bodies work.
We have a pretty good understanding.
Right. Like chemical and electrical processes.
Yeah. And all our fancy imaging hasn't shown any chakras.
No.
So, gotta be skeptical.
Yeah. So